So now we know very well what is atoms, what is its atomic, what is its size, what about its mass, what is the relative atomic mass. Now we need to study about how these atoms are noted when we are writing some chemical equations. Since the name of the atoms are quite long, like potassium, sodium, hydrogen, so every time if we have to write the names of the atoms in chemical equations, it will become very difficult. So a method was developed by which it can be abbreviated, some terms can be used for it, and this method of abbreviation for atoms is called as chemical symbols. So these chemical symbols are the notation of one or two letters representing a chemical element. For example, when we have to write hydrogen, we use the single letter capital H. When we have to write oxygen, we use the single letter capital O. So this method of representing the symbols of the atoms or the elements is developed or invented by Berzelius. Before that, the different method was used in which some particular signs like a circle or a plus sign inside a circle or a dot inside the circles, they were used earlier as chemical symbols. But since the number of elements keep on increasing, scientists used to discover new elements, it became very difficult to use these type of notations. So what they did, he used a scientist named Berzelius. He used the names, the Latin names of the elements, and now it is internationally accepted by by the Union of Chemistry, which is also called as International Union for Pure and Applied Chemistry. They gave the official names which we use nowadays as the chemical symbols for most of the atoms. Like hydrogen is having a symbol capital H, oxygen is having O, nickel, when it comes to nickel, since nitrogen also starts with N, so we cannot use second time N also, N only, because we will get confused. So for in case of nickel we are using two letters here. In case of hydrogen it is only single letter, but in case of nickel it is two letter N and I. Lithium, Li. Now lithium, it starts with L. There is one another metal which is called as lead. So this lead also starts with letter L, and there are some other elements also with the same letter. So in case of lead, in spite of using the word or the letters Le here, he used Pb. So where this Pb came from? Pb came from the Latin word for lead. In Latin, people use the word plumbum. This plumbum. So he used the letters P and B from plumbum to give the chemical symbol for lead. So this is the way in which different type of chemical symbols are abbreviated for different elements. Now if we have to write a atom or an element in form of a symbol, even in the symbol we can also tell about the atomic size, sorry, not atomic size, atomic number, as well as the atomic mass of the element. So the representation can be done like this. Like for hydrogen, when we write hydrogen, you know the symbol for hydrogen is H, that is capital H. Now if we want to show what is the atomic number, so at the base of the letter, at the left hand side of the letter, that is the chemical symbol, at the base atomic number is used, and at the top atomic mass is written. Like for hydrogen, atomic number as well as atomic mass is 1, so it is represented like this. When you come to carbon, carbon have atomic number of 6 and its atomic mass is 12. So the chemical symbol or the chemical notation for carbon completely is given in this form.
Sure.
Now,
Sure.
so now we know about atoms. We have already seen that some of the atoms, they are having completely filled electrons in their outermost shells, while some others have unfilled also. So the atoms, they can be reactive as well as unreactive. So on the basis whether the atoms are reactive or unreactive in their state, there are different forms in which these atoms exist. Like if you consider atom hydrogen, we know the atomic number of hydrogen is 1, that means it have only one electron. And according to the octet rule, we know if an atom have to be stable, it needs 2 electron in its outermost shell. But how many it have? Only 1. So that means what hydrogen will do? Hydrogen will always try that it should get some electron. It should get one more electron, or it will try to lose the electron. Whether it is gaining the electron or it is losing the electron, that means it will be always active, it will not be stable. But all the atoms tend to be stable, and to attain that stability, what happens, this hydrogen, when it meet one another hydrogen atom, this is also having one electron, it also have one electron, so they make an understanding, and what they do, they both the hydrogen atom share the electron. Now what happens, this hydrogen and this hydrogen both will share the electron. Now they have 2 electrons, and now the valency is satisfied. But what is happening here, it is not 1, it is 2. Two hydrogen atoms are combined together. What is happening here? Combination of atom. So when an atom combines with one another atom, it gets converted into a molecule. So molecule is having its valency satisfied, whereas the atom is having unsatisfied valency, or it is always reactive. So what is a molecule? A molecule is an electrically neutral group of 2 or more atoms which are chemically bonded. Here you can see there is a bonding, and this type of bond is called as covalent bond. They are chemically bonded together. So when atoms combine together and they become stable, so then it is called as the molecule. So this is about hydrogen. Now we can go to one another example, that is helium. Helium's atomic number is 2, and it have 2 electron, and the number of orbit in case of helium is only 1. So the first orbit in case of any atom, it have the capacity of 2 electron only. So do you think the helium is going to combine with any other atom? No, because already it is stable. So some elements or some atoms in nature, they exist in the form of atom only because they are already stable. They don't want to lose the electron, neither they want to gain any other electron. So such atoms which exist only in the form of atom, their atomicity will be always 1, and this group of atoms are called as noble gases. So these atoms exist in the form of atoms only, they never form a molecule. But there are other atoms whose valency is not satisfied, so they can exist in different forms. So molecules. Now these molecules, when you consider about molecules, so there is a term called as atomicity. So what is this atomicity? Atomicity is the number of atoms present in one molecule of an element. So how many atoms are present? In case of hydrogen, when we say hydrogen atom, only one atom. But when we say molecule, there are 2 atoms. When we say helium, it have 1 atom. So on the basis of the number of atom that a molecule contains, it can be divided into 2 categories, and these 2 categories are monoatomic and polyatomic. So what are monoatomic atoms? Monoatomic group of atoms are noble gases like helium, neon, krypton, argon. They will always exist as single atom. Well, when we come to polyatomic, so polyatomic, it can be again divided into different categories. Like for example, hydrogen, like we have seen the reaction where there are 2 hydrogen atoms are combining to form a hydrogen molecule. So how many atoms are there? 2. So hydrogen 2. When 2 atoms of hydrogen are there, so the atom, it will become a diatomic. Di stands for 2. Diatomic. So the atomicity is 2 here. Even in case of nitrogen, atomicity is 2. Oxygen also is 2. When we go to ozone, ozone is one another form in which oxygen exists. It have 3 atoms of oxygen combined together. So it will be called as a triatomic molecule. When you go to phosphorus, phosphorus have 4 atoms combined together. So it is called as tetraatomic. So whenever an atoms exist in which it have more than one atom, they are considered as polyatomic. And even the polyatomic can be again divided into diatomic, triatomic, tetraatomic, pentaatomic, in this way only. Okay, so this is about the atomicity. So atomicity is what? Atomicity is nothing but the number of atoms which is present in one molecule. It can be monoatomic or it can be polyatomic. Now the molecules, when we tell about molecules, we have already taken the example of hydrogen. So in case of hydrogen, what is happening? The same type of atoms are there. One hydrogen atom combined with another hydrogen, but it is not compulsory that always the same type of same type of atoms will combine. Even different types of atoms can also combine. Like, we can take the example, when the molecules of elements have similar atoms, they are called as molecules of elements. When two similar atoms combine, type of molecule which is formed is called as molecule of element. But when different type of atoms, for example, hydrogen combines with oxygen to form water. Now water is also a molecule, hydrogen is also a molecule, H2, this is also a molecule. When you take water, H2O, that is also a molecule. So what is the difference? In case of hydrogen molecule, it is having only 2 atoms of hydrogen. But when we are considering water, it is a compound. So it is a compound, but which type of compound? Which is having atoms of hydrogen as well as oxygen. So what we call it as a molecule of water. So molecule of water is a molecule of compound, because water is a compound, it have 2 different atoms. But when we say molecule of hydrogen, so hydrogen is not compound, it is only an element. So molecule is of 2 categories, molecules of elements and molecules of compound. So now what we know about molecule. So like we calculated the atomic mass, similarly the mass of a molecule can also be calculated. So when we calculate the mass of a molecule, it is called as a molecular mass. So what is a molecular mass? Molecular mass is the sum of atomic masses of all atoms in a single molecule of that substance. This molecular mass is also expressed in one unit which is called as Dalton. So if you have to calculate the molecular mass, so how we will calculate? Like for example, water is a molecule. This molecule is made up of 2 type of atom, that is hydrogen and oxygen. So what we have? 2 atoms, one is hydrogen and the another one is oxygen. So how many number of atoms of hydrogen are present in water molecule? 2. How many number of atoms of oxygen are present here? It is 1. So what we have now? 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. Now when we will calculate the molecular mass, that means we have to combine the masses of hydrogen and the mass of oxygen. So hydrogen, its atomic mass is 1. But in water, how many atoms of hydrogen are present? 2. So the atomic mass of H2 will become 2, because the mass of one atom of hydrogen is 1, but we have 2. So 1 plus 1 or 1 multiplied by 2, it will become 2. Now the second part or the second atom which is present in water molecule is oxygen. Atomic mass of oxygen is 16 and we have a single atom of oxygen. That means the atomic mass will be 16. And as a whole, when you calculate the molecular mass, that means we need to add the mass of hydrogen, that is 2 atoms of hydrogen, and 1 atom of oxygen, that is 16 and 2. So altogether it will become 18. So the molecular mass of water will be 18. When we take one another example, because this was a compound, this was the compound molecule of compound. Now we can take an example of molecule of element. For example, oxygen. If it is oxygen molecule, if you will take oxygen as single, so this is an atom, and when you write the atomic mass, it will be 16. So 16U is what? 16U is the atomic mass of oxygen. But when we convert it into O2, now this is a molecule. So when we calculate the mass of O2, that means atomic mass of one oxygen plus atomic mass of another oxygen. So this will considered as the molecular mass. So O2, that is the molecule. It is made up of oxygen. How many number of atom is present? 2. Now oxygen, we know there are 2 atoms of oxygen and the mass of oxygen is 16, so it becomes 32. So what will be the molecular mass? Molecular mass of oxygen will be 32U or 32 Dalton. So I hope you understood how to calculate the molecular mass. So today we will study up to here only. Now I will give you some questions which you have to calculate and you have to solve in the form of worksheet.